Hello gentle viewers, this is Indian, welcoming you to a brand new episode of Hearts of Iron 4 with the Man the Guns expansion. Here are some men, and presumably there are guns under this that we can't see. And there we go, there you can kind of make out a gun there. So, Man the Guns was a new expansion released today. In fact, this will be one of the first videos I'm going to immediately upload this as soon as I finish with the recording. And then Hearts of Iron 4 will be played every Thursday until we finish the campaign. We're going to be playing as the United States. And we're in a very interesting time in American history. Franklin Delano Roosevelt is in the process of finishing his first term. As most historians and fans of history would know, he's America's first and only four-term president, winning elections in 1932, 1936, 1940, and 1944, although he did not survive his fourth term in office. So one of the things that's going to happen probably as soon as this episode is we'll actually see if FDR gets reelected. He may or he may not. Man the Guns adds a few very important things to Hearts of Iron 4 that I think gamers will really enjoy. It is a naval overhaul, and we'll talk about that when we get into the game. They added fuel, and that has some direct impacts on how the game runs. And finally, it's really overhauled democracies, and in particular the US, the UK, Mexico, and the Netherlands. But we're going to dive right in as the US. We dislike Germany. That's fair. We have Home of the Free. We can create factions, but cannot join others. We have the Great Depression. That's not so good. Undisturbed isolation. Some big negatives there. And then we have War Plan Black, Limited Intervention, or Reestablish the Gold Standard. These are some of the things we can do. High United States. Custom game rules have been greatly expanded. You may remember these from the past. But here there's a bunch of other cool stuff that you can alter at your leisure. We're not going to mess with any of these. I think this is totally fine. Feels like you can actually take, like, say, Canada and be like, I want Canada to go communist. I think Canada will go communist. I'm going to go ahead and do Ironman Mode on, because I like to enable achievements, just for funsies. Because I've never done achievements in Hearts of Iron 4. We may have crashes, and if that's the case, I'll just kind of replay through things as we go. America's colonization status. We could decolonize the Americas? That's pretty cool. I like it. Save and play. So remember, because it's Iron Man, even if I do horribly stupid things, which I probably will, this is me after all, there's nothing we can do about it. And here we go. Immediately, you'll notice the fuel thing here. So, things that do not use fuel won't be affected, but everything will fight more effectively if it has fuel and fight less effectively if it doesn't. One of the big changes is right here, namely Senate and House support. This is something that the U.S. only has to work with so far in the game. They talked about adding it to maybe others, but for now, so we can grant statehood to a couple of other states. But we basically have to work with this in order to get anything passed. We can try to lobby, but for now, let's kind of play it by ear. A whole load of other cool decisions. The Naval Treaties have been... so basically, we have size restrictions. Unless we decide to pull out, or things may change when the next conference happens. We'll see how that happens. We can prospect for more resources. And what does this do? Oh, it increases stability and democracy support in the Philippines. That's pretty cool. So we won't mess with anything like that, but I did want to show you right away the system. What's wrong with me? Okay, there we go. So this is the United States plus our tiny little bit down here in the Panama Canal Zone. And Hawaii and all of these bits over here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try to get our troops organized.
Yes, sir.
We have 22 divisions. We will quickly add those into an army. And we'll pick, we only have infantry so far, so I think we might go with Omar Bradley. So we're going to give them an order. We're going to tell them to garrison the entire United States, which is probably not going to happen. Come on, gimme. There we go. Yeah, so I'm just doing this just to illustrate how ridiculously big the United States is. If you're not an American, sometimes it's hard to grasp how large the U.S. is. Just to give you an example, I live in Texas right now. I live here, in fact, in Houston, or near Houston, rather. To get from Houston to El Paso on the other side of the state, not quite where it says Juarez, but relatively close, is an 11-hour drive. You cannot drive for 11 hours anywhere in Europe and not be in another country. Unless you just, like, drove around in circles, I guess. Which I suppose is your prerogative. Okay. Now, the real question is, of course, we don't have 144 divisions, and we're not likely to have 144 anytime soon. So, where do we want our people to focus? We definitely want to guard the coastline and the VPs. I think for now, and guard the forts. I think that's sufficient for now. So, that'll be their job. But this is man the gun, so let's talk about navies and how they've changed. And we have a whole crap ton of navies. We have very many navies that we're going to want to combine to the extent that we can. So notice right here we have a theater display for navies, which is pretty cool. So ships are... How can I click on this to see what the ship does? Here we go. Are now built on a hull, and then you add things to it, which alters the hull and maybe changes some abilities. You'll notice one thing you can do is you can retrofit. We're on the Gilmer class hull. We can actually grab a Farragut class hull. If we click on this, it'll tell us how it'll change. It doesn't say how they change. Because there should be, like, a warning here that says, like, what it actually does. Maybe we'll just wait on these for now. Okay, but we do want to organize our fleets. As the U.S., we are going to need to have 2 strong fleets. We're going to have one an East Coast fleet and a West Coast fleet. Oh, I see. This is actually treating them as one force, just a little bit differently. So here's some carriers, some battleships, some cruisers. That's cool. So let's give you an admiral. We could go historical. Chester Nimitz was the admiral of the Pacific Fleet. I don't think that's what we'll do. Scouting force. Okay. We're going to call this the Hawaii Task Group, because I do want at least one full fleet, or at least a decent-sized one, out in Hawaii. So we're going to go ahead and assign you to Spruance. Again, let's keep things... And we're going to want to rebase you. They've moved a lot of these buttons around. Okay, here's a Submarine Squadron. Oof, we just don't have enough admirals, do we? And we don't really have any submarine guys. That's not ideal. We'll have to consider that. We might just have to wait until we can get some new commanders. I see what they have here. They have 2 submarine squadrons, and then they have some cruisers. Atlantic Fleet's gonna go to Ernie King. Ah, I see. And then we've got this Asiatic fleet. I guess we can give it to Fletcher. I'm not being too strategic right now because we haven't decided how we're actually going to manage our Navy. So what this does is this creates a battle force. We can have 7 task forces. And then this allows you to create the task force. We can also just click merge, and they'll merge into one giant task force. I'm not sure what the downside of having a giant task force is, unless it's just purely about, might just purely be about, poop. My brain isn't working, I'm sorry. It might just purely be about, positioning. And I'm not entirely sure. Interesting. There's a lot that they've changed. So we have our Pride of the Fleet, which is the USS Pennsylvania. Which is something from Hearts of Iron 3 that's just now become part of Hearts of Iron 4. Okay. The Pacific Reserve Fleet can have a commander. We'll name Burke. Special assignment can go to Bill Halsey. So think of these like army groups. And just for the sake of just having a commander, I'll go ahead and name Stark. So yeah, this is our naval OOB, so to speak. The way we might have one for the army too. Okay. So let's switch back to the army mode now. Here we go. So we're going to want to go ahead and first, let's actually take a look at our focus tree, which has changed significantly. Okay. So there are 3 big clusters. We have the War Department. These are things that we can do to improve our military. Which is obviously a very good thing. We have this tree, which is the Warplanes Division, and this lets us basically set our path toward war goals. So I'm going to be honest, one of the things I'm looking forward to trying is trying to take greater control over the Pacific. So I kind of like the idea of going after Mexico. I think that's a really cool idea. And these are all, by the way, actual war plans that may have existed at the point. And then we've got this giant political tree. And we immediately get a choice. We either reestablish the gold standard, or we continue the New Deal. And so this will push us down one of 2 paths. One in which we become more active in the war in Europe, and the other one in which we're just kind of like, eh. Maybe this whole democracy thing's not all it's cracked up to be. So one of the things we're going to do, I think I want to get started here on the Warplanes Division, because I really do want to try to focus on going after Mexico when moving into the because I really want to start moving. I kind of want that to be our goal. Which actually, if that's the case, I want to start prepping on Mexico's borders, but it's going to take a while before we can make that happen. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pick our text now. One of the things that's changed in Hearts of Iron 4 is they've changed the ahead of time penalties. You'll notice there's no automatic penalties anymore. Well, there are for some. But you can spend some of your points to accelerate that. We're going to take Electromechanical Engineering because it's a research buff. We want that as soon as possible. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take machine tools. Construction 1, I think, still makes a ton of sense. And then we need to pick one other tech. We could start working our way down the land doctrines. So you'll notice right here, if we spend 100 points, we can basically cut the time in half, which is really cool. But I think we're going to go ahead and take the Bar and Stokes mortar for a very important reason. It's a passive buff to all units. And we'll eventually get focuses to help with the other stuff. Okay, free civilian factories. Let's build some more civilian factories just for the moment. There you go. 5 factories seems plenty for right now. What do we want our military factories doing? That is the question. Right away, I'm not going to make interwar carrier fighters. We're going to work on trying to upgrade that at some point. I don't mind building replacements, but that's kind of a waste of time right now. Let's make M1s, and let's make artillery. And then as we get more military factories online, we'll start adding additional things. But right now, infantry is mostly what we need.
Listen up.
Sure, you can join the fun.
Fall in.
Now the challenge is going to be, of course, that we're going to want to make sure the Panama Canal Zone is well defended as time progresses.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're just going to add all the unassigned divisions right away.
Yes, sir. Listen up.
I wonder why the American sounds kind of Irish to me. I mean, it's not there's not Irish people in America, so, you know, fair enough. Now, what this will do, of course, is it'll pull everyone off of these little islands and bring them over to the mainland. Which I think seems a perfectly reasonable decision to me. Free dockyards. You can change the name of ships, which is pretty cool. Alright, so let's consider our naval forces and consider where we might want to get some upgrades. Okay. This doesn't increase, this doesn't involve task forces, god damn it. The naval mode's a little better at spotting that. Okay, battle force. A good number of battleships, some decent carriers. I would like to see destroyers and cruisers added to this force. So here you go. It's a 1936 cruiser hull. I'm going to add you to the... shoot, what do we call that stupid force? We're going to add it to the cruisers of the battle force. And we're going to do the same here. We're going to add you to the cruisers of the battle force. Yeah, pretty much everything here is going to go to the Pacific because we want to make sure. So if we do decide to go south rather than mess with Europe, Japan still might attack us. Unless you go fascist, which is always a theoretical possibility, although not necessarily one I want to do. And we could also order refits of our existing ships too. But I think for now, we want to finish what's already in the queue and then start working on some other stuff as we get TAC. So let's go ahead and finish our brand new cruiser as quickly as we can. There we go. Done. We do need a bit of rubber, so we'll talk to the Dutch and be like, give us some rubber, yo. And now divisions. So, let's switch back to the Army map mode. We have 36 divisions, none of which have any tanks. Now, fortunately, for future planning purposes, the northern border of Mexico is actually quite mountainous, which means it's bad tank country. I would like some Marines, but I don't even think we can design those yet. So for right now, let's create 8 infantry divisions. Wow, that's going to nearly nuke our manpower. Holy crap. Okay. And then we're going to have them join the First Army when they're created. Ah, it didn't work. Okay. There we go. You have to pick the location first. Okay. So we'll get 10 divisions, and our divisions right now are pretty strong. It's usually better to have as multiples of 10. But this is good for right now. I'm not too bothered by this. We are going to run out of manpower super quickly. So we're going to have to deal with that with the various things as we proceed. Let's kick up the time. That's right. Okay, we see our lovely forces running around. Maybe we actually just start
Orders.
by giving you. That's fine. Yeah, let's go ahead and give them a front line here, because that's going to be our goal. This is going to be a little obvious, but I don't know if the AI is smart enough to do much to plan for it. Okay. So because he is now commanding too large a force, what we need now is we need to split this off into their army. So let's actually go ahead and make 12 more divisions, and then we'll just create a second army once we are all topped up. There we go. So our oil stockpile is already full. We could probably use a couple of silos. A senator has spoken out against Delanor's, so 4 senators have gone into opposition. And a representative did the same thing. That's not ideal. That'll make it harder to pass certain things. Huh. I should note this is a ridiculous amount of overkill, because the Mexican army in total is like 20 divisions. But anything worth doing is worth doing recklessly. Okay.
Ready.
So we're going to make an army group.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to give it to Dwight Eisenhower.
Ready.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to select...
All in.
Oh, sorry.
Ready. All in.
And we're going to put these guys in another room.
Commands.
And then I'm going to name you... Oh, we'll give you to Mark Clark. I want to save patent for tanks once we're able to start developing some tank divisions.
Ready.
Oh, here's
Yes,
the
sir.
issue. We need to assign this as a front to this line.
Orders.
Okay, we had this problem last time. No, I do not want to reassign them. So what we need to do is we need to junk all the orders.
Orders. Listen up.
That's the problem, yeah. It had to have been done by the Army
Ready, sir.
group. Oh, there you go. That's the other problem.
sir.
You're not actually in this Army group. There you go. It's been so long since I played this game. I'm sorry. And because it's not really a plan if you don't have an objective, it's pretty obvious what we're going to do. We're going to just make a bum's rush for Mexico City. Now, I don't actually know how easy this is going to be to pull off. I genuinely don't. Oh, our air assets. Okay. Okay, let's sort by type. I did it again, didn't I? Yep, I gotta remember to hit shift. Yeah, we don't want to mess with any of the naval critters. And what we're actually going to do is we're actually going to disband all of these. As soon as I find the button for that. Here it is. Because that's what we want. We want to be able to set up our things the way we want to. Okay, and then these fighter groups also need to be disbanded. Okay, so we're going to assign them to Louisiana. We'll just do the interwar fighters. And we're also going to want to train some interwar bombers and some close air support. And we're going to assign them all to Army Number 1. As we finish some of the civilian factories, I think we'll start putting some resources into expanding our oil production. Oh, excellent. The dockyard is free. Oh, we're really ripping through some of these. Alright. So we're going to go and do intervention in the Americas. And we're going to close some of these just so we can see things a little bit easier. Which I think is a political action, but I'm not positive. We'll just have to see what happens. Okay, we've got the Spanish Civil War kicking off. That's to be expected. Ooh, this is going to take us a while. Because we don't have enough equipment. Which is one of our issues, right? But before we actually declare war, we're going to want to really expand our industrial base, which is getting out of the Great Depression. Even though in reality the US is actually out of the Great Depression by this point. We're going to take mechanical computing to improve our research speed so far there. Actually, you know what wouldn't be the worst idea? Relocating the Atlantic Force. I wish it would tell you how big a base you would actually need to support it. Yeah, how do I rebase a fleet? So we could easily consume 10,000 fuel a day with just this group. That's our carrier contingent. I genuinely cannot remember how to rebase a fleet. I can't remember. I genuinely can't remember. Well, you don't think it's one of these buttons down here, isn't it? That's about to run out. I can try to lobby, but right now there's not much point. Where's our political power? Oh god, it's gonna take us a while to get up there. We really need to get rid of the Great Depression. Like, holy shit, do we? That's really holding us back right now. Excellent. 5 senators have changed sides. Yeah, I think we're going to start working down the economics tree. Just because it's just holding us back too much. While I think we could easily beat Mexico with what we've got, as things progress, we're going to have a bit of a trickier time. Okay, we assigned the second. Woof. We assigned the second Naval Treaty. Smaller battleships, smaller everything else. Right. If we want tanks, there's two things we have to do. One of two things at this point. We either want to start working on tanks, start working on new fighters. I kind of think airplanes are going to be more useful in the short term, so I think we're going to go ahead and start working on some airplanes. Concentrated or dispersed? I'd rather just have the raw output bonus, simply because we've got so much territory. Although, these are really good bonuses, too. Why would you ever not take dispersed industry now? The max is the same. All the other bonuses are really handy, but no, I think we'll take concentrate. I think it makes sense thematically. More dockyards, good lord. And I'm just going to go and just tell it. I'm just going to do this just so it stops bugging us. And just tell it, as factories come online, just finish what we've already got. And then we'll start working on new stuff when we can. Okay. Intervention in the Americas. So we get a bonus to planning speed. I do want to do War Plan Green, but I think we need to kickstart our industry some. Which means we need to get rid of the Great Depression. So what do we have to do to get rid of the Great Depression? We got to go to the Agricultural Adjustment. Or I really don't want to go a Civil War route this time necessarily. So these are the two ways to get rid of this. We either go protectionist tariffs. Let's go ahead and continue the new deal. Actually, you know, we should wait to see how the elections turn out. Oh, that's Italy. Okay, I thought they were both Mexico for a minute there. I mean, I guess we could do War Department, but like, we can still go democracy and just go much more conservative. But we can't even start this path. And it is a longer path, because you have to get all the way down here to protectionist tariffs. But I kind of don't want to go the historical path. I think it's kind of dull. So I think we're going to go ahead and start on Warplan Green. No, let's work on the stuff we can change. Let's start the War Department. If FDR gets reelected, we'll go ahead and let him continue the New Deal. Okay, we got Construction 1. That's excellent. Let's go ahead and start working down the tank tree, because I do want to get medium tanks. Or do we start working on the Navy? So yeah, no, you'll notice here you start working on hulls. And then these are different components you can add to make the ships more effective or less effective. I don't know why you'd want it to be less effective. You know what I mean. Okay. I don't know that I necessarily want a new battleship hull. I would like sonar actually quite a lot. That's a pretty obvious idea. We could improve our torpedo launchers. Give us better torpedoes, which is really only useful for smaller ships though, right? Damage control, fire control. Mines are a new thing too. So it's an interesting concept right now to think, do we want to go big guns, or do we want to go with carriers as the US did historically? Because if we're going to go carriers, some of these ships aren't going to be nearly as useful. We are going to have issues with submarines, I think. So sonar makes sense, depth charges make sense. Bigger and better torpedo launchers make sense. We could get bigger and better shells, damage control and fire control. Improved mines. Let's go ahead and make the battleships we've got now more effective. Okay, if we grant statehood to Alaska... Oh, we'll lose political power for quite a while. But that did still make some sense, actually. Maybe save these for like when we desperately need just a little bit more of a boost. I don't see much sense in lobbying right now, because there's nothing specific for us to lobby for. So how do we actually lay mines? Oh, it's a, I think it's actually a, I think it's a mission. Yeah, here we go. How the crap do you... Unless home bases just aren't a thing anymore. They might just not be a thing anymore. Oh wow, we literally finished everything. Okay. Let's build a new ship. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pick a hull and decide what kind of ship we want to build now. Let's get a 1936 destroyer hull. Okay, and so you get all these different module slots. Oh, I don't think I have enough. Yeah, I don't think we can save the design because I don't have enough experience. Oh, we could build a Yorktown. Let's build a Yorktown. Just one, thank you. And you'll notice this is the maximum that we can actually build here. Let's put it in the Battle Force Carrier Division. And then let's go ahead and make sure we've got plenty of people working on convoys. Let's actually get... Maybe we actually use the rest of these dockyards to start retrofitting stuff. So yeah, we can use this to build a new template. That's how that works. Yeah, like, all the destroyers could be retrofitted. Oh, here we go. This is what it actually does. Better at sub-detection, light attack, light piercing, max speed, a little worse off on... So, you know, that's actually not the worst idea. So we're gonna go ahead and retrofit, like, everything we possibly can in the Pacific Fleet. Because the speed's gonna be really useful, right? This will also keep our dockyards busy until we can afford a major building program. I wonder if we can retrofit multiple ships at once. We can give it the old college try. Ah, no, it only does one at a time. Okay. Yeah, so you just should update selected ships. Oh, there you go. You just hold down shift while you're clicking on the buttons. Let's retrofit them all. Okay. And then we're going to go... And then that'll immediately assign dockyards to take care of that. So that's what we'll do with our spare dockyards. I wouldn't object to a larger naval base in New Orleans here. Yeah, actually, let's go to default map mode. Why are you saying there's no naval base? That's weird. It says that the state level is 0. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's there. Yeah, let's make, like, a proper full fleet base here. No, don't do that. Ah, you're screwing up. Don't do that. There you go. That's what I want. A naval base on the Gulf. Especially if we're going to be expanding south this way. It'll be important to us. Ah, more people are going into opposition. Might very well have a victory. Let's talk to the Soviets. They want to be our friends, I'm sure. Okay, we got the War Department done. Excellent. If we did a minor lobbying effort, how many people would support things? Up to 10 senators and 50 reps. And to get the focus we want, we would need 10 senators, but we'd need a lot more than 50 reps. So I think we're just going to have to wait and see if we get anything else that can boost support. Let's go ahead and build the Pentagon. Chinese United Front. UK revisits colonial policy. Things are happening. Italy defeated Ethiopia. How's Spain going? Oh yeah, the Republicans are basically screwed at this point. Ooh, 50 representatives just changed support. Which actually means... let's check focuses again. Nope, we still can't get enough representatives. We still can't get the House to pass selective training. Maybe after the elections they'll change their minds. I see. Yeah, head over there, please. And then you can attach to the army. We could always grant statehood, too, for a temporary boost in senator support. Yeah, this is our biggest problem. The war support is ridiculously tiny. We need to work on that. Do we have things that reduce training speed? We might. Yeah, we just don't have enough equipment for stuff yet. Okay, got concentrated industry, and the Warhawk, and mechanical computing. Nice. Alright. So let's go ahead now and start working on tanks. We can start working on that. I do want paratroopers eventually. I'm just not sure that I want them now. Some mountain divisions would be handy in Mexico, and especially as we get down the peninsula. Or the isthmus, if I'm being technical. Maybe we start planning for... I mean, there's not a lot of sense in going for 1936 battleships. I've got 1936 hulls for everything else. Oh, you could grab active sonar. Let's improve cruiser guns. Yeah, let's grab this medium shell here. Election's coming up. We'll be able to start making our way. Along the road. Okay. Ooh, Department of Defense, which increases our maximum command power. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. That's a major upgrade to our naval forces, but I don't think that's what we want yet. Let's go ahead and work on Warplane Green. Yeah, I can't move enough support to pass anything important. Ooh, 10 support. Okay, we now got Senate support. We don't have nearly enough in the House. Which is irritating, but these are the vagaries of American political life. Ooh, 25 senators just started supporting the government. Or representatives. Okay. Oh, we actually get to pick. Okay. So if we pick 4 more years, we get the New Deal national spirit. If we pick the Republicans, we'll get a boost of political power. We'll get Standard Oil of California. Alf Landon becomes president. I mean, if we're trying to go ahistorical, especially if we're trying to avoid the New Deal, I kind of like this idea. Let's do it. People have spoken. And there's good old Alf Landon. Okay. So yeah, I think we've decided now, once we finish with this, we're going to start working down the other tree. Yeah, look at the decisions we have now that we didn't have before. Ooh, we could sacrifice stability for... Oh, these are cool. I mean, I don't want to do most of these things, but it is pretty cool that we have those options. I can't afford to nuke that stuff, so yeah. Jibei Sanma. Nah, not worth it. Let's consider modifying the government now, actually. I kind of like picking Robert Taft just as a way to boost our political power. We are kind of far behind in that. Yeah, Spain is holding out longer than I thought it would. Good for them. Rocket shooting. Nice. Let's work on damage control. Reform the man, but no, I think this is the time. Let's reestablish the gold standard. Okay, I can actually go for limited interventionism, even if... Yeah. Let's go ahead and reestablish the gold standard. Demilitarize the Rhineland. Okay, how do we trigger Warplan Green? Ah, I actually have to be at war with Mexico. Yeah, whoops. Now I feel kind of stupid that we wasted the time in the warplanes, but we're learning. I haven't played much of the game yet, so... Excellent. We've got 10 more senators to support us. Republican Spain is starting to make a bit of a comeback. I'm kind of impressed. Good, the house is shifting. Before we start producing tanks, let's jump down here. And it looks to me like there isn't any immediate boost to our land doctrine, so let's just go ahead and start working on it. Once the M3 Steward is done, we'll have to start making it. Okay. Okay, we need just a few more senators, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to do a medium lobbying effort. Did that literally not gain us any senators? Oh, I see. We have to wait until it expires. We're going to go ahead and just build up focus points now. There's America First, which pushes us toward fascism. I mean, I want to be democratic. I'd just rather lean to the right and work down this tree. Can work on the adjusted compensation. Free civilian factories. Nice. Let's build up our oil silos. So we got plenty of those. And let's also start working on military factories. There we go. How many senators do I actually need to pass this? 7 more. So... let's go ahead and grab Department of Defense. Because it's still going to take a few days before this will pay off. And you can always change focuses too, and you do maintain 10 days of what you have. Because you need to get rid of the Great Depression. Okay, a nice advance in naval attack. Let's go and take the active sonar. Excellent. We just got enough senator support, I think, that we can suspend this and go for the Adjusted Compensation Act. So you'll notice it's a consumer goods boost, and it helps mitigate the oh, wait, since when can you not suspend a focus? Oh, I just go over there and I click cancel focus, I think. There we go. Let's go and adjust our compensation. What does amend the budgets do? Ooh. Let's go ahead and grant statehood to Alaska. I don't know a lot has happened yet, as there's a civil war in bloody Mexico. Holy shit. We gotta do something. Let's work on some submarines. Let's make 5 of them. And let's put them in the... No, I'm actually not sure which force I want to use here. The scouting force is battleships, cruisers, light cruisers, destroyers. Where's my subs at? And those are reserve ships. We'll put it in the 3rd Submarine Squadron. Oof. A block of nations. Interesting. Well, I don't like that very much. So we kind of want the junta to win, don't we? Oh, but that would be fascist. Damn it. We can increase our production efficiency cap. That sounds very good to me. Let's do it. We could start making more battleships, but I really think... Let's go and improve submarines. Attack there too. Support companies. I definitely want a maintenance company before I start making tanks. It drives me nuts. There's a perfect opportunity here. Oh no. No Amelia Earhart. I can create a faction. Excellent. More senator support is always highly appreciated. We don't negotiate. Yeah, in a passionate speech that lasted more than 4 hours, Lázaro Cárdenas demanded that we abandon all our colonies in the Caribbean, as they are, according to him, those that produce our imperialist oppression over the region. Pfft. Go to hell. Bring it, Mexico. Mexico declared war on the Netherlands. Interesting. Okay, we've got our light tanks now. I do want to work towards mediums, but I think now's about the time to start building some tanks. Let's also go ahead and upgrade our artillery. So we're going to go to production. Of course, we're going to stop making these. That's just stupid. And yeah, give us light tanks. Just start making them. Once we've got a decent-sized stockpile, we'll start working on building more of them. I hate that Mexico has a war goal on me, but I don't have a war goal on them. Excellent. People supporting the government. We literally finished all the submarines already. Holy shit. Another carrier, maybe? And let's maybe just make like a bunch of destroyers, because you can never have too many destroyers, right? Yeah, I can't upgrade to this because I don't have the naval experience. Yep, these are all the different modules we can get. So we can install fire control. But we couldn't save it, and so that becomes problematic. That's cool. Let's make some 1936 cruisers, the Brooklyn class. And I would like to put you in the Carrier Division, Battle Force. And let's put you in the Cruiser Division number 3. I want one of you, and I want... No, I want one of you, and I want 5 of you. There we go. Mexico declared war on the UK? Guys, it is only a matter of time, I think, before they declare war on us. It's just super crazy. The Mexican junta joined the United Kingdom. Oh, they joined the Allies, okay. Well, that's gonna change things a lot. Labor management relations, protectionist tariffs. Let's give refuge to some... Oh, that's a lot of political power. I think we might wait. No, I don't want to just blindly run down this path. Yeah, mobile infantry is now a thing, which I don't believe it... No, it was in the past. Yeah, it was. Working on artillery... Maybe work on naval doctrine. No, we gotta push on industry. Yeah, we're up to 37 now. What's construction 2? Are you at peace now? No, they're still fighting. Yeah, the problem is with the junta joined the Allies, even though they're fascist. Kind of weird. Bring it, Mexico. I'll frickin' stomp you flat. Excellent. You'll notice, by the way, the Great Depression has now changed to slow recovery. So we're still being punished, but it's not nearly as bad. I think we're going to go ahead and just deploy these units right now. And then we're not going to train any new units for the moment. Okay, I will go ahead, collect more chromium. Let's Add a chief of the army. I really want faster division, so we're gonna go with George Marshall. Protectionist tariffs. Okay, I need to pull a couple senators over to my side. This would be extremely useful. Let's reaffirm the Monroe Doctrine. No. So the other option is we pass a Neutrality Act and then get an Arsenal of Democracy. Which would give us a significant boost to building. I think maybe we go for the Neutrality Act. Plus it'll actually increase our support, even if it does reduce base war support. Honduras joined the Allies. Mexico declared war on Mexico. You're being a jerk right now. You're taking all of my ideas. It's not very far ahead of time. Let's go ahead and start putting, let's upgrade our infantry equipment. Do I want to worry about heavy fighters? I really don't think we need to right now. Maybe improve carrier fighters, maybe. Go ahead and get yeah, let's take the F3F. Oof. Bad timing. You'll notice the UK's actually invaded South Mexico. Non joins the Chinese United Front. Okay, we got civilian factories. Let's start building some military factories. This is such a weird change. And it's actually kind of effectively blocked us out. Okay. Yeah, let's try to invest in the infrastructure of New York. What does that do? How do I do this decision? Oh, here it is. Oh, I see. If I build a new level of infrastructure. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. And then go ahead and push that up to the top. Because it doesn't take very long to build infrastructure. And if it increases our support, that'll help us get other things passed down the road. Now the junta's losing. Okay, Neutrality Act is done. We need one more senator. I really like Arsenal of Democracy, but I think we have to pull the trigger on reaffirming the Monroe Doctrine. Let's go ahead and add a tank designer. We can either increase speed and reliability. Let's take reliability and soft attack. Because we are eventually going to shift toward medium tanks. That is the goal at some point. Pass the Neutrality Act. I love how Mexico is the most dangerous imperial power in the game. It's pretty funny. Let's go ahead and take improved machine control. Modify the government again. I gotta admit, Robert Oppenheimer will be pretty tasty, but maybe a bit later. Let's take Hans Morgenthau. Oh no, let's take Henry Simpson. I think he's a better choice. Oh, we do need to build the new naval bombers once we can... Yeah. Where are you, naval bomber? Carrier naval bomber. Here we go. Go ahead. And we're going to work on land doctrine. How close am I to medium tanks? I think I'm still a good ways away. Let's take computing machine. Yeah, this is not how I expected this part of the game going, and it's really screwed up my plans. Which I guess is, you know, life. How's Asia going? Japan hasn't really done much. Are they even formally at war with China? Oh, Japan's not even at war yet. Interesting. Marco Polo Bridge never fired. More representatives support the party, which is nice, but not really what we're looking for. Okay. We don't need tungsten, we really need chromium. The weird thing is that the world is so not tense because Mexico broke everything. Stupid Mexico. Look, let's start working on medium tanks. I know it's ahead of time, but I think we need a good all-purpose tank. Actually, I have quite a bit more manpower now. We could probably even start working on another infantry army. Okay. So we got that. And we do have support for income tax reform. And it removes slow economic growth. We'll go ahead and do income tax reform. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we need more war support, and I don't know of a way to get that. How can I build up war support? I don't really have a way to increase war support. Otherwise, I do at least have that option in my pocket now, where I can just jump on Mexico and squash them, or at least try to.
Ready.
Let's get everyone to exercise.
Attention.
Oh no, actually nobody's really that green. Yeah. It's not the worst idea. It'll give us something to do. And at least give us some things so we can start trying to make Marines at some point. Do this so badly, but I can't. Because I can't get war support up. Like, I can get boosts to different things, but the important thing is I can't increase war support. This might be a good time to end the first episode. I know that not much has happened for us. This is one of the downsides of playing the U.S., especially when we're not willing to go fascist or communist, and I kind of didn't want to mess with that. But things are happening. It's just that the things that are happening don't matter very much. If we can build up war support, we can go after Mexico, which was part of my plan. Civil War in Spain is still going on in 1938. That's pretty crazy for in-game terms. Japan hasn't gone to war with China. This is just in general a very peaceful world. And hopefully things will get more exciting in the next episode. But for now, though, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series thus far. Subscribe for more. There'll be new episodes each and every Thursday. Until then, this has been Indian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.